Audacious Rebel.
Hi, Gurman here. And if you've been following my YouTube channel, you would have seen for the little while I've been talking about man and woman, male and female. But when we hear the word gender, we think man, we think woman, we think masculine, we think feminine. You know, we think about body and form. We think about roles of identity. When we think about masculine and feminine and male and female, we think about clothing and colors, about behaviors, even power dynamics. But let me tell you about something deeper, something more ancient and more essential than what we identify gender to be. Because gender is not just biology, it's not just sex, and it's definitely not just some social construct. Gender is law, universal law, a divine principle that governs all of creation. The Kabbalion calls it the law of gender. And it says that everything contains the masculine and the feminine, not as opposites but as complements, two poles of the same truth, two forces that together create. You know, when we look at nature, we look at the sun. The sun is radiant, forceful, it is outward. This is the masculine. Then you have the moon. The moon is receptive, nurturing, cyclical, it is feminine. You know, they say cycles, the woman cycles, function by the moon. You have the earth, Mother Earth, and you plant a seed inside of her, and out comes a product, a tree, you produce. In Taoism, yang is the masculine current, yin is the feminine flow, and together they make the Tao, the way. In Hinduism, Shiva is consciousness, stillness, but nothing happens until Shakti, energy, creation, movement dances through him. Even the Bible echoes it. Male and female created he them in his image, not two beings. This occurred after, but two expressions of the same divine principle. Let's look at this from a scientific perspective. Even at the cellular level, we see polarity. There are positive and negative charges, electrons dancing around protons. Here you see the attraction, you see repulsion, you see balance. Creation happens through the tension between two poles. In quantum physics, they speak of dual aspects in wave-particle duality, of potential and form, of field and focus. Masculine and feminine principles even at the subatomic level. Now, what does that really mean for us? It means that within you, there is a masculine force and there is a feminine force. The masculine in you is assertive. This is the force that moves forward. It penetrates thought. It takes action. It builds. It directs. The feminine in you is receptive. The feminine nurtures. The feminine feels. The feminine holds space. The feminine listens to the unseen and brings birth, not just to life, but to vision, to meaning, to intuition. You see that's from the earth, you know. But here's the tragedy in what occurs in our time. We've split the two. We've pitted them against each other, masculine and feminine, as though they are at war with each other. We tell boys not to feel, we tell girls not to lead. We worship hustle and suppress stillness. We favor logic and dismiss intuition. We've hyper-masculinized society, chasing control and domination and structure, whilst starving the feminine aspect, starving creativity, starving things like communion and empathy and care and oneness. And this is tearing us apart, both individually and collectively, and it is obvious. The sacred balance has been lost, not just between men and women, but within ourselves. So, the law of gender is a call to reconcile. It's a call to return, to embrace the masculine and the feminine within yourself, to recognize when to act and when to yield, to know when to speak truth and when to simply hold space. You are not just a man or just a woman. You are a being, a whole, a temple where both forces dwell, and when they align, when these forces becomes aligned, they give birth to divine power. So remember this. The masculine is the seed, the feminine is the womb, and life. Life is what happens when they dance. Balance them. And you don't just create life when you balance them. You become life itself. I hope you all get this. Do continue having a fabulous